Hello, I'm Mimi, and I thought it would be nice to share with you a week in my life setting up a brand new shop with physical products of my art, which is something that I've been wanting to do for the longest time. So come along with me because there's lots to do to get everything set up and ready to launch. I already created some designs a little while ago specifically for this new shop, and I really want to make t-shirts and tote bags as well as prints of existing art, so I felt like I wanted some designs that are more t-shirt specific and that I would want to wear on a shirt. So I already have some designs. I already ordered some samples actually, and I got them in the mail a few weeks ago, which was really exciting because it's the first time seeing my art on something like a t-shirt. I'm using a print-on-demand service for my shop because I like to travel and it's important to me that I can work remotely, so I'm not really in a position to hold on to my own stock. I still needed to order some real samples though because I really wanted to make sure the fabric and print quality was good enough, and honestly I'm so chuffed with how everything turned out. The printing is really nice, the cotton feels good, and the jumpers are so soft and fluffy inside. Now, part of the reason that it took me so long to create a physical product shop is that I wanted to find a more environmentally friendly option that was also ethical and fair trade as much as possible. And so I ended up going with Teemill, who coincidentally emailed me literally the week after I was researching them to ask me if I wanted to be an affiliate with them or open my own shop. So I said yes, I would like to open my own shop, and they kindly gave me a free upgrade to Teemill Pro, which was perfect timing. So here we are now in August. I have some designs, I have some samples printed and quality tested, and now I need to set up the actual shop and get it ready to launch, which means I need to do some photo shoots, build a website, list all of my products, write the descriptions, decide on the pricing, and all of the micro tasks that go along with all of that. So let's get stuck into it because there's plenty to do. First, I'm going to do some photo shoots of the products themselves and of me wearing the shirts to use on the shop website, and my partner Dan is going to be the photographer for it, which is super helpful. The two of us made a plan of what sort of photos we wanted to get and what props we needed, and we did that in Mimimoo, which is sort of a mood board platform, and I actually have a video about Mimimoo coming out shortly where I'll go into detail about how I use it for mood boards. So to start this shop setup week properly, it's Tuesday morning and I've popped into town to grab a couple of photo frames to put the prints into, which is nice because it's a beautiful sunny day and I can walk along the waterfront from where I parked. Then I need to go to the supermarket and get some goodies for our picnic photo shoot, and to be perfectly honest, I kind of use the picnic shoot as an excuse to just have a picnic and have lots of fun snacks, so my shopping list is mostly pretty things and cute pastries and biscuits. I do get some fruit though, which is healthy, and also I'm trying to only get things that we would actually eat so they won't go to waste, even though I assure you we don't normally eat this many pastries and biscuits on a normal week, but hey, life's all about balance.
Please take your receipt.
So with a trolley full of goodies, I can check out and start thinking about the first photo shoot session that we're going to do, which is going to be the picnic scene, because it's a beautiful sunny day, and because it's winter in Tasmania right now, we don't get too many of those, and we need to make the most of the good weather. So first things first, I need to iron all of the samples because they're a bit creased from being in the mail. I actually used to do my family's ironing for pocket money every week as a teenager, but I hardly ever iron things as an adult, and I think I probably avoid fabrics that need lots of ironing because it's a task that's satisfying for 10 minutes and then gets old pretty quickly, so I'm not a very big fan day to day. I'm also going to get the prints prepped and put into photo frames. I have 3 prints and 2 frames, but that's okay because it might be nice to show one without a frame at all anyway. The prints from Teemill only come in A4 and A5 sizes, which is fine, except that it's a bit more awkward to buy frames for because frames are usually in photo sizes, but I managed to get some in town, so hopefully customers can get nice frames without too much hassle as well. Now let's start gathering some supplies and props for the photo shoot so that we can set up the scene. And I'm just sort of collecting all of the things that I would really like to have at a pretty picnic, like art supplies, cute treats, flowers, a picnic basket, and then seeing if I can assemble them in a way that looks nice. We've got a lovely spot out in the grass to set things up and do the photo shoot. I usually wouldn't put so much effort into the aesthetics of a picnic, so this is actually a really nice excuse to make things pretty. And I've got Dan helping me as well with getting things organized because he'll be taking the photos. And I'm really happy with the cute little setting that we ended up with. So the plan is to take some photos in each of the shirts that I have samples of, and I have 3 of those, plus a jumper and then 2 tote bags. The prints I think we'll photograph tomorrow. I've never been much of a model and I'm usually the one blinking in a group photo, so it's not super natural for me to pose for photos, but I've gotten a lot better at it since being a content creator, and it probably helps that it's my boyfriend taking the photos so it doesn't feel super official, and I'm really lucky that he's a good photographer. We have an idea of the shots we want to get, but also a lot of it is just mucking around and experimenting. We get lots of photos, some that aren't great, but we also get lots that are really nice that we can use for the shop website and for the product pages themselves. Teemill does have lots of product mockups that you can use of other people wearing your designs, but it's really important to me that the main photos on the website are our own, and they're of me wearing my designs because it's a lot more personal and I'm really happy with them, so I want to show them off. We also have some tote bags to photograph so we can get a few shots of those while we're outside in the sunshine, and I really like how these photos turn out, and it might partly be because the big white wall at the side of the house acts as a big bounce board for the light, which helps the photos look more pro without us having a pro lighting setup and a big team helping with the photo shoot. So now it's Wednesday and we're ready for round 2 of the photo shoot, and today we're doing indoor photos of everything, so we'll get some shots with a blank background of the shirts and then some flat lays of the prints and tote bags. Fortunately, we have one solid blank wall in our house that we can use as a backdrop, and we have a decent amount of natural light coming from a big window, but we also have a small light set up as well to light things from the other side. I had to buy a lint roller for this photo shoot since we're taking close-ups of clothes and we want them to look good, so Dan has to lint roll me every time we get ready to take photos, and this is where I start feeling like a model doing a photo shoot because I'm being prepped for the shot. So this is pretty much my job for a couple of hours, standing and posing while Dan takes a whole bunch of photos, and I definitely think that I got the easy end of the deal for this part of the process. By the way, I want to know what you think. I'm thinking of cutting my hair quite short again for a change. It's been long for quite a while now, and even though I like it long, it feels like a lot of maintenance, so I don't know. Do you think short hair is easier to manage? Let me know in the comments what you think I should do. Now we're going to get a few more shots of the tote bags on the blank background, so I just want to give them a quick iron to remove the creases. Obviously, I don't normally iron my tote bags before I use them, but since we're photographing them for a shop, I want them to look nice. It takes quite a while to get all of the photos we need against the blank wall, but now we're ready to do some flat lay shots with the prints, and I think I'll also get a couple of the tote bags while it's all set up as well. I've just kind of arranged the props from yesterday's picnic shoot around a print in the center and tried to balance things out a little bit so that all the snacks aren't all in one place and all the art supplies aren't in one place either. Arranging for flat lays isn't exactly a fine art, it's just a case of balancing colors and shapes around something to make a nice frame for it, but the more props you have on hand, the easier it is to layer things up. We've just set this up on a blanket on the living room floor so that it's easy to photograph from up high, and it's also next to a nice big window with lots of natural light. When we're ready to photograph other things like the tote bags, I just rearranged the flat lay items a little bit so that it isn't exactly the same each time. And for the totes, I also wanted to have some goodies sticking out of the bag as well, so I swapped out some of the props to put into the tote bags. You don't need a huge amount of tools to do a nice photo shoot. Obviously we have a nice camera and a small light, but other than that, you could do everything we're doing if you have some props and some natural light, and a lot of smartphone cameras are really good these days, so just work with what you've got and don't feel like you need a full studio and crew to photograph your art or your products. Okay, so at last we have all of the photos we need. Now it's Thursday and I was actually really tired after that photo shoot yesterday. I have some of the products for my shop already set up, like the ones that I ordered samples for, but I need to prepare a bunch of other artwork files to set up as prints on the website. While I'm doing that, Dan is editing photos in Lightroom, so I'll sit nearby to give my opinion on the shots that I like the most. Now I'm not going to make prints of all of my artwork because that would be a bit overwhelming for everyone, so I've just selected about 30 to convert to prints, and basically I'm just bringing the artwork over from a square file to an A4 file and centering them all roughly the same using some guides. I'm saving them all as PNGs and then they're ready to be uploaded to the site. It's so freezing cold in Dan's edit space because it's midwinter, it's raining all day, and it's part of a house extension that has hardly any insulation, so my requirements for working out there with him were that I needed heating and a blanket, so if you're wondering why we look so rugged up indoors, well, that's why. Once I'm in my blanket though, I'm quite happy working away on getting my art files ready, and after a couple of hours, we have lots of artwork ready to go and lots of lovely photos edited. There are so many and we really only need a handful, but it's good to have options and we can always use a lot of these for other things later down the line. We need some of the photos to be square for the website so we can either crop them or expand them, and Photoshop has gotten so good with its content-aware feel that for photos like these it's quite simple to expand the edges, so Dan spends a while getting those sorted for us. With lots of photos ready to go and products starting to come together, we can actually build the website now, and Teemill has an inbuilt website builder that we're using to set up the shop with. It's pretty easy to use and has enough options for editing how it looks to be able to set up something custom, so we can just go through and set up some banners and menus with our own photos. We sort of do things like this in rounds, so we'll do a first pass where Dan might set up everything on a basic level, and then I'll want to adjust some things, and then as things develop we'll update everything some more, so it's quite a fluid process. So it's Friday now and we have the beginnings of a website, but not too many products set up yet, so we need to upload all of the art files that I saved out earlier, and while Dan's doing that, I'm writing descriptions and titles for all of the products. Dan loves a good Excel spreadsheet, so he always does the setup of them, and then I come in and fill them out and sometimes mess them up a bit. Now, unfortunately, we have to list each artwork as an A4 and A5 print separately because I don't think Teemill has an option where you can upload one and then be able to select the size you want, which is a bit frustrating for everyone, but we'll just have to work with what we've got. Also, my outfit has downgraded from being a model earlier in the week to wearing tracksuit pants with frizzy hair, so I just wanted to acknowledge that although you might mostly see photos that are edited and beautiful, that's definitely not my reality every day, and behind the scenes on a rainy day, I just want to be comfy and warm. So next I want to create some basic mock-up images of my art prints to go on their product pages, because although I'll use the ones that Teemill has as well, I also want to have some of my own. So I'm just using a colored textured background that I made and putting the art file in the middle with a soft drop shadow, and that's it for my mock-ups. They don't need to be very complicated. Sometimes setting up something like a shop is exciting and fun, and you get to do a picnic photo shoot, and sometimes it's a lot of organizing and writing and batching of tedious tasks. It's really quite a big project to set up, but the good thing about it being print on demand is that once all of this upfront setup is done and all the kinks have been ironed out, a shop like this won't be a huge amount of ongoing work. If all goes well, there'll just be maintenance, marketing, and shop updates. I'm especially grateful at times like this to be able to work together with Dan on this business, because we can play to our strengths, and he's really good at logical tasks and being organized, and I'm much better with the creative stuff. It's also just nice to not have to do all of the work myself. We took the weekend off and spent some time outdoors, which was really nice, but now it's Monday and I need to get this shop finished if I want to launch this week. I'm going through and selecting the mock-up photos that I want to use for all of the products. We have some of our own, but only for a handful of the products, and obviously not in every shirt color either, so all of the products need at least some mock-ups. There are also a few shirt products that I haven't finalized, and I need to play with the sizing of the artwork for those. And yeah, I just spent a good few hours tweaking shirts, selecting the fabric colors that work for that artwork, and then selecting mock-up photos for them. I also have to set the pricing, and the base price is of course decided by Teemill, so I only have so much control over the pricing, and because I chose the most sustainable and ethical option that I could find, some of the prices are a little higher than other places, which I'm happy to accept. I actually asked you guys on Instagram though what you thought about the cost of the A5 prints, because the minimum price that I can set them at is higher than I wanted it to be, but a lot of you said it was fine, which gave me some extra confidence. It's a lot of work to get this shop set up, but I'm really excited to finally be able to share my artwork with you on physical products, and I'm honestly so chuffed with how everything has turned out. After a few more edits to the website and getting some feedback from a few friends, it's finally all finished and my shop is now live at last. So you can go and take a peek at the photos we took, and if you like, you can get your very own piece of Mimimoo artwork on a print, a tote bag, or a t-shirt, and let me know if you do so that I can say thank you. So go and check it out. I'll leave the link in the description, and also let me know if you see any issues or errors, because I always value your feedback, and if there are particular artworks you'd like to see on products, then I'm all ears. Thanks so much for helping me this week with getting my shop set up. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me to see all of the behind the scenes, and of course if you enjoyed this video, then go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already for new art videos every week. Thanks so much for watching and supporting my art journey, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!